You're listening to BQN. Assimilate the audio.
This is going to be one of those episodes where I review a game that has been generally shat on by online reviews to see if perhaps it's been misunderstood just like Elphaba in Wicked. This is mostly negative. Mountain Rescue Simulator is a 2019 game developed and published by UIG Entertainment and Iridium Media Group GmbH. You can find it available on most platforms. However, please do not waste your time, as it is literally a steaming, disgustingly vile pile of horse shit. Now look, I am not normally so harsh about a game right at the top of the review. That is because I do like to acknowledge that real people put a lot of work into producing them. When it comes to this game though, the developers have pumped out over 200 pieces of shovelware that all appear to be of similar quality. Still, I set out to play cheap and often terrible video games when I created this channel, so let's break down Mountain Rescue Simulator. The description on Steam says, "When danger calls, you are responsible for becoming a lifesaver in Mountain Rescue Simulator. Now, you and your team are in demand. Use special vehicles like helicopters, quad bikes, or snowcats to rescue people. Take care of broken bones or rescue lost hikers." Now, I guess that is a promising premise for a Nintendo DS game that a tight-ass relative might get you for your birthday. The kind that has about a dozen copies piling up in the pre-owned bin of your local games retailer. And I'm just saying all of this to pad the review out a little bit because I do not have much to say about this god-awful abomination of a game. But look, let's go to where it begins. It starts with sweeping views across the mountains of the world's most boring ski resort. It is a place of visual fidelity that would barely touch the sides of an N64 RAM expansion pack. We are introduced to the boring as batshit main character and his crackpot team of broken English mountain rescuers. They immediately set you on task to save the life of some poor soul who has had an oopsie on the slopes, and from this very moment, things start to unravel faster than a skier who has fallen arse over tit. The first thing you will notice is that the walking and vehicle controls feel like something between driving drunk and driving without a steering wheel. The first-person perspective when driving has you staring straight at the ground. I was grateful that I eventually realized I could use the function keys to change the view, even if it only offered a weird cinematic camera that still mostly pointed at the ground. Or a third-person perspective that robbed me of the beautiful snow-capped vistas. This is of course a joke. This game looks terrible. Once you find the unlucky holiday maker who has gotten themselves in a pickle, it is time to save some lives. That is, if you can find where they are on the map. Sometimes it is not immediately obvious. At other times, they're just standing on the road right in front of you. You scroll through whatever crappy tool you need to fix them up, drive them to the hospital, and then make the long drive back to home base. Here lies the game's next criminal act. Each rescue operation is largely taken up by travel time and is a rinse and repeat of the same actions: find the injured, fix the injured, take the injured to the hospital, and return to base. This is even worse when you consider the fact that half of the missions don't even have you in control of the vehicle. You literally just sit in the passenger seat while someone else drives or flies you around. It is beyond painful and it takes forever. The game tries to introduce some variety in its mission structure with the use of different vehicles and some rescue tools. For example, in one mission I found myself with a sniffer dog who was able to snuff out a lost hiker. This was a little redundant as the person we were searching for was only standing about 10 meters away and was clearly visible. In another mission, I got to fly in a helicopter, although I did not control the actual flying. We arrived in a cavern and I propelled down a cliff for what seemed like 2 seconds. However, no matter what the additional little bits of variety they tried to throw in, it's still the same patterns that will just make you want to claw your eyes out. If I were being rescued by a member of this team, I think I would just prefer to be left to bleed out. Each mission ends by giving you the sense that you completed it in the best possible fashion. Even though I noticed that you get that rating no matter what you do. I tried to run down innocent bystanders and even ran my snowmobile off a cliff, and it didn't change a thing. The only punishment was spending the next 10 minutes trying to escape the chasm I had flung myself into. I tried to complete all 20-odd missions but could not bear it anymore once they started repeating themselves. Around mission 5 or 6, I found that I was literally just doing mission 1 again, although I was saving a woman instead of a man. At that moment, I had little choice but to quit and immediately uninstall. I will always try to find some redeeming qualities when a game is this bad. Mountain Rescue Simulator made that very difficult. The visuals are ugly, the controls are rage-inducing, and the sound is generic. In summary, I can only say to stay away at all costs. Treat this game like someone sneezing on a bus in March of 2020 and isolate it immediately. You're welcome. Mountain Rescue Simulator cost me $3.62 on Steam, and I'm pretty sure it is the source of all the world's evil. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure as well that you follow the Bargain Bin Gaymer over on Instagram and X. You can also find me streaming games live over on Twitch from time to time as well by searching for the Bargain Bin Gaymer, Gaymer. Remember, the Bargain Bin Gaymer is the YouTube show, Twitch channel, and podcast where I play the cheapest and shittest games out there so that you don't have to. It is part of a much larger network of podcasts called the BQN. You can support this and other BQN programs by signing up to be a patron over at patreon.com/BQN. If there are any Bargain Bin games out there you think I should be playing, please leave a comment below. Until next time, au revoir.
Double T Media.